On the last one, we came into the Crack-a-Book corporate slash main slash whatever sort of building store thing. And there are a bunch of boxes in here, which, as you might recall from the last one, were not open, so you're welcome. I went through the trouble of opening up the majority of them, all of them, but tried not to go through them. There's actually one box that I accidentally did search through, but the rest of these we have not gone through yet, so we'll go up to the top floor stuff here first and just kind of see. Kind of hoping still that we'll find the schematic for the compound bow. That's really the only thing that remains, because all these other guys, we've basically found them. I know we have. I mean, I suppose could go through them one at a time just to make sure and try to learn, but I mean, really, I remember finding these things. Ooh, we'll take some honey, though. That's not bad right there. Because we are at, going to be very shortly here, I should say more correctly. We're going to be at zombie run o'clock, and I'd say there's a decent chance of infection of, I don't know, of all sorts of things going sideways in this building, because I have no idea what our game stage is at. I don't know. It's probably up high enough to spawn some bigger zombies. Maybe some... Probably not the infected guys at this point. Holy crap. That right there is amazing and all I wanted in this entire episode. Everything else from this point on is just... It's just the cherry on top, because you know what? If I had been paying attention, I would have done this. Yeah, there was much rejoicing. On the last one, we were talking a little bit about changes to the game, balance, and all that, and I kind of wanted to tack one more thought onto that. And I'll do my best to be somewhat concise about it, but generally speaking, there have been a lot of changes to this game, but one of the more interesting changes that I've seen in the last couple of years is there's been an attempt to slow down leveling in this game. And by that, what I mean is that the overall progression of the game has slowed fairly considerably. I don't know if the zombies can use this to get up, because we might need to use this to run away, depending on what happens in the next several minutes. And I'm wondering how much is a response to some of the changes the devs have made on their own anyway. For instance, if you look at Alpha 20, which is the current version as of the recording of this video, it is incredibly possible to just steamroll the early game and have all sorts of crazy stuff before you really are at the end of your first week. You can get to the first horde with a full, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 vehicles, and I'm not counting the bicycle in that. I'm saying like mini bike, motorcycle, truck, gyro. You could have multiples of those, and you can have, like, I don't know, multiple proper firearms, not the pipe things, not the pipe weapons. Pretty easily if you're really trying to make a point of it, and especially if you put it on long days. As soon as you deviate from standard days, well, kind of all bets are off. But the reason all of that is possible is because of traders and all the quests. If you look at this version of the game, there are no quests from traders. It's basically, you can go there, and if you got money, or if you have stuff, you can barter for some better goods, but you're not going to just outright bypass huge sections of the game. Added to that, there's a second gate that slows you from doing things in this game, and that gate is just straight up barring you from increasing your skills, perks, whatever you want to call them, by way of level requirements. I'm curious how much we're going to go back to that in Alpha 21, and that's why I bring it up. Because I know Alpha 21 has changed, or is going to be changed, the last I saw, such that learning things goes back to looking for that sort of stuff, looking for schematics. I don't know if it's going to be like that for every last thing. I kind of hope it's not. But at the same time, I understand why it might be, because traders basically trivialized this game. And the reason for that is because, well, that's how the devs changed them. They were trying to add a game that has more form and more more function that you can follow, more generalized expectations of things. Essentially trying to add storyline stuff, and in doing so, they broke their own game because their system wasn't really prepared to handle it. And so you see some of these changes happening with Alpha 20, and it goes back to the point I said in yesterday's video, at least I hope I did. I had the thought that as you're going along, you're trying new things, you're iterating, and if something doesn't work, well, you got to change it. And in this specific case, what they're doing doesn't work because Alpha 20, man, there was a push on Reddit for quite a while. I don't know if it's still the case, but people were just turning off traders entirely. Like, just disable them. Generate a world with no traders, pull them out of the game files. And I don't know, I mean, I understand that. I mean, granted, you don't have to decide that you're going to take a bunch of quests, and you don't have to do them. You can just choose to not use the traders at all if you're really concerned about the balance of things, but I don't blame you for using them. I do. I mean, at some point, though, yeah, it kind of trivializes things, and I think the last time around when I was playing Alpha 20, I might have been doing a thing where I was kind of doing some arbitrary rules, and I would not buy certain types of things from the trader, just because, I mean, really, all of this stuff, it trivialized things, and I didn't like that. Before I decided to do an Alpha 16 run, I was fully intending to do an Alpha 20 run where I was going to completely just outright disable the traders and try to make it a more old school experience. And I thought, well, what's the point? Let me just see what the old school experience actually is like, because I haven't played it in forever. Let's have a real point of conversation, or some, you know, some real data points we can talk about. So that's what I did instead. I need to repair my axe. It looks like it needs some fixing. There we go. It's slowly getting worse. Hey, that's a green wrench right there. That's a good find. Oh, we'll take that. I don't know. It's all interesting stuff to me, and making video games, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Actually, it's not true. I know very, very little about that. I know more than nothing, but I do know very little, and I'm okay with saying that. I'm not an expert. And I'm not the one making this game, so the decisions I make might not match those of the people who actually are, and I'm okay with that. I respect their decisions, and I'm okay with playing in the playground that they create. If I don't like it, well, I know that mods are a thing, because I've written one very, very small, tiny one that I really need to finish writing one of these days. But I can't, in part, because I need to see what Alpha 21 brings. I could at least finalize it for Alpha 20, I think, so maybe I'll do that this week or next week, I don't know. It's kind of been on the to-do list, and just finding the time to do it has not been easy. But that's everyone's excuse, right? And it's also everyone's reality. We might not have that one. We do have that one, okay. If you're wondering why I'm stealthing, it's because we are suspiciously absent of zombies so far. I mean, very suspiciously absent of them. So I'm trying to make sure that whenever we do annoy someone, we're ready for it. It's funny how this building kept certain things, like this is still sort of in Alpha 20. There's a little bit of area that you crawl around and get under to get into and all that. But it's definitely not the same. Let's go ahead and open this door, because I think that's going to be the one that'll let us get into that area underneath there. I don't know, man. I'm just looking at all the stuff we have in inventory, and we might have to start popping some of this food and drink before too long. I don't know if we're going to get to the roof while it's still dark. I kind of hope not, honestly. I mean, better for the challenge if we do, but... Oh, that's right. This gets into this room. And then this will let us get into that room, but we've got to kind of make a hole. So this is the area under the stairs we just saw. I don't think any of this is hidden stash, but it could be. It's been a while. We do have a gun safe, so that's good. Just to make sure, what I'm going to do here is put a couple of frames in place. I realize that's not going to do much, but if we hear some bashing and smashing while I'm trying to break into the gun safe, then I know to be worried. So let's open up these last two boxes, and then I'm going to open up both safes, and we'll check the contents of all of them momentarily. For those keeping track, 31 swings is what it takes to get into a gun safe. Not too shabby. I mean, overall, that's not that many swings. We don't have that one, okay. It's funny, because I remember some of the armor ones, but that one I just had a second look. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know if we have that one. Oh, goodness. Okay, so here, we have various parts and things on hand, right? Let's drop that guy, because I'm pretty sure we have 2 pieces of a magnum. So we can assemble those guys into a thing, and then I guess we should probably turn... Let's grab that. It's not going to be a very good one, but we should probably turn this into most of a shotgun. We don't have a receiver, but I just say it's not a very good one, in part because there's only really one high-quality part in there, but just the same. That's not too shabby. That's half of a magnum and 3/4 of a shotgun. We're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. I kind of wonder if we should maybe eat the blood bag or something just to get a little more health. I don't know. We'll just keep rolling through here and see what happens. I'm just going to commit to things. This guy's loaded, so if we really need it, we're okay. And I suppose the smart thing to do would be to put some frames right there, and then I don't know that we can close this door. We can, but it opens outwards, so we'll just kind of roll with it for the time being. If I'm being a little paranoid, it's because I've died a bunch of times in this series, and I'm tired of that. I think on the last one, though, I might have understood why I've had those deaths, because we definitely had some zombies just randomly appearing that were not there before. I mean, literally, they were just respawning, and that's the first instance that I can remember in this series of that happening, but you might have spotted other instances of it, and I just straight up missed it. Definitely a possibility. And I've kind of given it a little thought and tried to figure out, is that something that I remember as being a thing? I don't know. I'm really not sure about that, if I remember that as being a thing. I know it's one of the... it's a thing in the sense that I know people have complained about that in this game before. Yeah, we totally didn't need to do that. I was just checking. This is how we're supposed to get into here, by the way. We're supposed to come through that way. We were supposed to go up the stairs and go to the room, so we'll get back onto the proper path here in a little while, but whatever, it's fine. Regardless, we definitely had some zombies appear, and the sort of irony is all the damage we've taken was because of a fall, not because of zombies, so minor details. At least I don't think we were hit by zombies. I don't know, maybe we were, and I just don't remember. Again, I may or may not be paying attention to things. Chainsaw blade, I need to see, what does that scrap into? 75? Okay, that's fine. I mean, I might just bite the bullet here on that shotgun stock, or maybe that wrench. We'll scrap that wrench. I'm trying to keep a couple of inventory slots open where possible. Is there still a chance that we could find something useful overall in here? And I mean, I guess if we do, worst case scenario, I can figure out what to get rid of. It's not the end of the world, but it would be nice to, you know, keep a little bit of inventory space open so that it's not such a deliberation every single time. It'd be nice to just go, yeah, go ahead and take that. We already found you today. I am not upset that we found another one. Not at all. I tried to read it again because it was so good the first time. I thought we should read it again a second time. I hope, by the way, I just had a thought, because we found a schematic that we didn't already know in the iron armor. I'm pretty sure we found a bunch of schematics yesterday that I didn't read. Gosh, I hope one of them wasn't something we didn't know. I just had the general feeling of like, yeah, we've gone through these several times, because I can remember finding a bunch of scrap iron, or scrap, I guess they are scrap iron recipes, or this, that, and the other thing. Like slugs. I know we tried to read slugs, and I know we know mini bike. And then some of the painting ones I've passed on too, so I really hope I didn't pass on something that we should have read. If I did, let me know. I mean, we can always come back. They're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay where they are. I don't think I have loot respawning. Nah, loot respawning is turned on. It's set at default. But I think default is 30 days, so it's not like it's going to happen anytime soon. We'll go check out here. I think this is just like a little office area. Nothing terribly exciting in here. Not even a safe to go through, so... Nope, there is one. I take it back. It's funny, because I thought there's got to be a gun... Or not a gun safe. There's got to be a wall safe in here. Like, some of this leg armor stuff, I'm... Okay, there you go. I'm guessing myself here. I'm second guessing myself. I don't know if I've done all these things, if we have read all of them, so... I think that was 32 swings this time around. Wow, we've got more rifle parts, and we do have some crappy bow parts. Fairly certain we can just ignore that, because the one we have back at the base is like a 400 or something like that. I don't know what to do about this stuff, though. And I guess we don't need jars. I don't know that we're ever going to really use the rifle anyway. So it's kind of not really a big deal to leave rifle parts. I'm okay with that. Here, we'll go down this way just because I don't want to break things even more. I'll grab all that stuff again. I don't know, it just, goodness. Need to use some arrows. That'll free up an inventory slot for one. And then once we get a little lower, we'll go ahead and eat that food. I guess that pistol grip is not very good. We found a 600, so there's no reason to keep that. We can just scrap it. At least I think we found a 600. Didn't we find a 600? Didn't we find a perfect one? If I remember right, it was perfect. Not perfect, but perfect. Because, you know, that's a word these days. That's what all the kids say. Trust me, I know what the kids say. We've reached another floor. I see a Zom down there. At least one, if not two. I think there might be... Yeah, there's a couch over there. Can I thread the needle there? And then can I thread the needle here? Perfect. We will call that good. We will take care of this last floor and the roof, I hope, on the next one. And it looks like there might be a zombie up there, too. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, good. Let's see if they respawn, because that apparently is a thing. Catch you next one, till, and thanks for watching. See you later.